Hi, everybody. A very good evening. A very good evening, everybody. Thank you all for joining in. So we have Ayush, we have Deepak, we have Gopinath, we have Pooja, Pradeep, Rizwan, Shivani, and a lot more. It would be great if you guys let's keep this session an interactive session. So if you guys can, drop in from where you're joining in, which part of the city, in state, or the country as well, where you're joining in from. I'm looking at the chat. Right. That would be great. Hi, Deepak. Hi, Ambreen, Shivani, Sandeep, Jijo, Himadri, a lot of people. Okay, I think yes, there is Jijo is from Kochi. Hi Jijo, how are you doing? Yes, we have chat as well. Trickling in Mumbai, Bangalore, USA. It might be morning in there. Hi, a very good morning to you then. Right. Hi, I'm from Delhi. We have people from Indonesia as well. Mumbai. Great. From Pune. Right. Great. So I think while people trickle in, I think we can start. Right. So, hi, everybody, and welcome to the webinar where we deliver impact and not just courses. Today, we'll discuss how Edmingle helps training businesses thrive in a competitive landscape. By the end of this session, you'll walk away with an actionable insight on how Edmingle can help you elevate your training business. Right. First, I'll give you a small introduction about myself. Right. I'm myself, Pranav TR, Senior Growth Manager at Edmingle. Something about myself. I've been in this edtech space from the past three and a half, more than 3 years now, right? Currently working with Edmingle. I am the lead sales consultant here, again, which help training businesses like y'all empower the entire, the learning market and deliver training solutions to transform education through technology, right? Moving on to Edmingle. Edmingle is a one-stop platform to streamline training operations and drive learner engagement with growth in real-time insights, right? Anywhere from a seamless enrollment management where a user journey starts, right? From them coming to your website, looking through your courses, to efficient and engaging course delivery, where they can come to the portal, learn with the courses you offer in this market. And obviously, with once the students come into the system, you can measure outcomes in real time. So you can track their progress, attendance, and a lot more. With these insights, you can drive growth with real-time insights. Right. Today at Edmingle, we are proud to have served more than 5,000 plus training businesses, impacting more than 5.5 million students spread across 160 plus countries. You can see some of the brands, leading brands which we work with on your screen. Our goal is to help training businesses expand to global reach efficiently, right? So these are some of the awards which we have been recognized with. Edmingle has been recognized as a trailblazer in this industry. We have been featured in Forbes DGEMS 2023 with select companies for global potential. We have been ranked with ET Now Leaders for Tomorrow and honored with awards from Capterra for best value and highest reviews. These accolades reaffirm our commitment to excellence in this learning industry. Today, we'll be covering four major pointers. Right? This is just a starting to the series of webinar we are going to come up with every week. Right? So the first pointer we'll be covering how small and mid-sized training businesses can achieve big results with Edmingle. Followed by how Edmingle can replace fragmented tools with just one-stop solutions. How Edmingle can help you get actionable insights to make data-driven decisions. Followed by proven track records and cases with real life examples of how brands have used Edmingle and scaled to greater heights. Followed by, with the last but not the least, a lovely session with all of you in this session, right, where we'll answer your questions and we'll be more than happy to, answer them as well. Right. So first, I have a question for all of you, right? What is the mode of delivery of your courses, right? Either is it self-paced, is it live, or you combine them to give it in this industry? We have a lot of answers trickling in. The poll is live in the chat, so you can quickly just answer them and we take it from there ahead. We have 50% answers as self-paced, 25% answers as live sessions, and blended with 30%. Okay, the numbers are changing rapidly, so it's tough for me to keep up. But yes, now self-paced is at 44%, live sessions is at 22%, and blended is at 33%. Great. Do we have more answers coming in? Oh, yes, it's still trickling in. It's still trickling. Okay, great. So the most of you have said blended learnings, right? Now, I'm 100% sure that while delivering these courses, you might be using multiple tools in this industry, right? So, where is exactly the gap lying, right? You might be juggling with multiple tools for different tasks, right? For websites, you might be using platforms like Wix, WordPress. For payments, you might be using Razorpay, EaseBuzz, Stripe. For enrollments, you might be using Google Form, Excel Sheets, Zoho Forms, or any other, platform. For content delivery, you might be using open source platforms like Moodle, WordPress, YouTube. You can, make unlisted videos and put Vimeo, and of course, the Drive, right? Google Drive. For scheduling these sessions, you might be using platforms like Google Calendar, Zoom, Teams, Google Forms, or in fact, you might be using Google Meet as well. Right. For communication, I think it's the era of WhatsApp today, right? So everybody might be using WhatsApp, you might be using mails, you might be using SMS, right? All these platforms. Or in fact, I think Telegram also is a channel now, right? And for analytics, you might be using platforms like WebEngaged or Mixpanel, right? So what happens is when you use so many tools, right? There is always a chance of so many tools creating errors, right? Which basically eliminates the process of keeping a one-stop solution, right? So disconnected training stack. Today, all the LMSs are connected with so many tools here and there where, to manage these training operations, which leads to, some issues or problems arising in the market, right? Which again in leads to, for the business entities to understand for them the actionable insights on what to do with this business, where they can grow, where the problem arises in this industry is where Edmingle also will help you, right? Now, what I'll do is I'll walk you through the entire Edmingle's dashboard where we'll be covering on how the admin's dashboard looks like, where we'll create a course. We'll, see how you can upload materials into the system. We will also cover the aspect where you can schedule live sessions, right? Which any platforms, which we give you one-stop solution. And we also provide, where you can get a real-time outcome out of all of this, right? So I'll just quickly turn into the admin side of the dashboard where we'll cover all of this, right? So if you can just ping yes on the chat if my screen is visible to everybody. I'll wait in for your answers. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, great. Thank you so much for the replies, team. So this is a admin side of the dashboard, right? Where you have multiple data points coming in, right? So you can see weekly performance in the last 7 days, average time spent on the portal in terms of the learners, right? Compared to last week, total number of views which are there on the portal, right? Average rating and average attendance. Then followed by data points like what is actually how many students are actually using these platforms, right? What are the enrollments happening? How do the sales look in terms of the last 30 days, right? And if obviously if you're in other countries, I think we have people from US, Australia as well. So you can always switch currencies as well, right? Below, you can have a calendar view. Now, as a business owner, obviously, I will not want to go into the depth of where and when the classes are happening, right? So, at a glance, I can look into the dashboard and see what classes are running, what is the, attendance running like? Have the teachers signed in on time or not? Right. So the first topic which I'll be covering today is course delivery, right? Where you can create courses at Edmingle. Right. So basically what happens here is I have created a number of courses on the platform. You can as well create courses like these. Right. So I'll click on plus new course, right? Where you can put in a thumbnail image, right? Which is the face of a course, right? Which probably, there's an intriguing factor for everybody while purchasing a course as well, right? So you can put in a course name, a description, right? A name, and you have the ability to keep it offline as well, right? You can select learners, from who are in your offline sessions as well, if you run offline sessions as well, right? Once you create these courses, what happens is you get into the descriptive analysis of it, right? So you can put in a description, right? So you can put in an image, as I was saying, you can put in a name, you can put in a description, right? You can also put in an overview of what this course covers and how effective it can be for a student, right? Then you can create categories, how you want to list it. And then, obviously the locations you want to put it out to if you're selling internationally as well. Once you want to create curriculum, right? We step into the curriculum aspect of it where you can make multiple sections, right? So within one section, you can upload multiple, materials as well. So if you see, you can create a section of the sort here. So let's say I want to put in Java training, right? So you can just type in and you can, you can make it as a prerequisite. Prerequisite is nothing but where the learner cannot complete, he has to complete all the modules in a section and then proceed to the next one, right? Here is where you can upload materials, right, into the system, where you can upload points like videos, PDF, image, audio, PPT, XLS, zip folders. In fact, even if you have an external YouTube link, as I was mentioning in the starting, right, you have YouTube links, right? Majority of your, let's say, your chunk of videos or content is on YouTube. You can just paste the link here easily, and the YouTube video is played in the system's well bus, right? You can name the material, you can have an embedded code, you can put in a description and an instruction, and you can allow access. We also provide branded Android application and iOS application as well. So the content is viewable there as well, right? You can add in assessments into the system, right? Where you can ask in MCQ single correct, multiple correct, fill in the blanks, fill in the multiple inputs, true and false, all of that, right? So this is an intern and whole package where you can just create a course and upload all the materials into it, an exercise where a learner's journey is go through the course, a video or a PDF maybe or whatever you upload into the systems, and then you can, create an online exercise for it, right, to test their knowledge. You can also create online assessments, right, where the student or the learner has to upload something into the system. It goes to the trainers or the admins for the evaluation, and then they get marked accordingly, right? Covering the aspect, you can always create live sessions. Now, live session is a part for trainers to interact with the learners, right? So you can create live sessions at Edmingle with just one few clicks, right? So here you can name a session. So let's say I'm going to say masterclass, right? So I'm going to put masterclass here, right? So this is the name of my session. I can put a start date to it. Let's say I put it as today, right? I can put a start time, maybe, let's say, because I'll put it at 6 p.m. Right, I'll just put it at 6 p.m. End time, it's up to you now. If you want to keep it for 1 hour, 1.5 hours, however many hours you want, or for 45 minutes, for the sake, I'll put 1 hour, right? Now, we also give you the capability to now schedule recurring sessions. Today, you can schedule the class for the next 1 month if you want, right? So you can keep it every weekday, daily, weekly. We have given these templates. If you want to create a custom, right? So let's say only on Wednesdays you want it, right? So you can select and which day does it end on, right? You can select, let's say, December 28th, and then you can just create a session. So every day, I have selected every day. So every day until 28th December, there are sessions scheduled in the session, right? Now, what happens here is you can allot it to instructors as well. Now, the pain of business owners or the admins to start the session, if there are multiple sessions going on, it becomes a very tedious task. So you can give on this burden to the trainer, right, or the instructor, where they have to log in into their dashboards and just start the session. So you can just select the trainer and start, right? The beauty of these scheduling sessions is also in the aspect of online and offline sessions. So online sessions can be done, you can schedule it on the system, the students come to the dashboard and join. But in case you can schedule an offline session into the system as well, where it will show up in their dashboards and the students can attend offline. And the trainers can also mark their attendance, right? So you have a centralized dashboard for all your attendance, all the data points which is required to run an online business, right? So I will switch to online. We have the capability to integrate. You can put in any type of live platforms. So you have Zoom meetings, you have Zoom webinars. If you want to, you want to go with MS Teams, you want to go with Google Meet, you want to go with Zoho's live sessions. You can just come here and just paste the link as well, right? You do not have to share any link or passcode to the student individually, right? Today, let's say you have 50 learners, you have 100 learners, you will scale to with Edmingle with the exponential growth you have. What you can do is, you can just have to just schedule the session here itself. And you do not have to take the headache of, sharing the link, passcode, all of that. And then you'll have to track their attendance, right? And then you can also cover you can send out immediately if you want after scheduling the sessions, and then there are recurring reminders which move out. So it's either 24 hours before, 1 hour before, or once the session is started by the trainer, right? You can also cover the topics which the trainer is going to tell in the session. So you can pre-plan the journey of a training module, right? Followed by a feedback form. Now, feedback form is something which is a very integral part of learning, right? Because when a learner learns, they might have feedback for the, let's say, the business, or they might have it for the trainer as well. So you can custom create feedback forms, which I'll be covering moving ahead, right? So you can create custom feedback forms into the system directly, right? So we have instructor performance, course performance. If you want to create like a Google kind of Google form kind of concept, that also can be done, right? And then you just with one click have to select which batches do you want to assign it to, right? And just with one click, all the students in let's say if there are 13 learners, it says across 3 batches there are 13 learners. When I save the session, automatically everyone's session is scheduled and it goes to the coach digital pulse, which is my trainer's name. It'll go to them, right? So that is in terms of your live sessions. Okay. So I'm sure you might be having a lot of questions, which we'll answer in the Q&A session in the end, right? I'll be happy to answer all your questions. If you want, you can drop down your questions as well. My team is sitting and monitoring the questions as well for you, right? Next, coming to the part of feedback form, which I was telling, right? So you can create custom feedback forms at Edmingle, right? With this interactive dashboard, at one glance, I know the number of views in a form, right, as well as the submission. What was the response timeline look like to everybody, right? So if you see on 13th November, there was one form view, but there was 0 submissions. Matlab, the student has just viewed it, but not submitted it as well, right? As I was saying, you can create feedback forms. So if you see like this, now we have 3 preset templates, right? So there is instructor performance, there is course content, there is overall satisfaction. If you want, you can just with a click create multiple feedback forms as well. So with a single choice, multiple choice, we have star ratings, we have linear scale, we have date, numbers, and then short answer as well. Because learners' feedback is always important for business to grow ahead. That is the area of improvement for everybody, right? So with a single click, after the live session, the feedback forms are automatically triggered, right? Now you may have a question. Pranav, now we have created a course, we have created a live session, we have delivered the training. How do I understand the impact which I have made in this, right? Now, so if you see, you can go to the batches which you have conducting, right? So I'll just, for example, take the batches which is running in my system, right? So if you see, there are total 11 learners admitted in this batch. Now, if you see, Atul Tiwari has attended out of 51 sessions just 4%, 4 classes, which is 8% of what they has to attend. That you can custom notification, you can talk to them, you can talk to your learners. Is there any issue? Is there anything which is happening, which you can help out with them as well, right? And then here, if you see, there's a 28% tab. That is the course content completion, which you upload in the systems, right? Which is a video, which is a PDF, which is a PPT, all of that, right? If you want to individually understand this, you can go to content progress and see. Now, if you see Atul Tiwari has seen this particular material, which I have, understanding learner experience, is he has viewed it 15 times and he has completed it, right? Followed by 5. But now, if you see here, he has not completed this material. He has moved on to the next one, right? So for the learner journey, you can, as I was mentioning, you can keep prerequisites. So until unless they complete this particular material, they'll not be able to move on to the next one, right? Now, this is about a particular course. This is about a particular learner journey. Now, as a business owner, I will always want to understand what is actually running in my business at a learner level, at a at a course level, at a business point of view, that is your course level, and last but not the least, at a test level, right? So we have an analytic system in the system, which is an AI-powered engine, right? So you have a learner's analytics, you have a course analytics, and you have a test analytics. This is just a stepping stone for all of us, where we will get more analytics into the system for y'all, right? So if you see, I'll start off with learner's analytics. Now, learner's analytics, there, if I see at one glance, I know there are 275 learners in the system, out of which 27 are registered and 248 of them are enrolled, right? At the second data point, I understand there is the engagement level in the system, right? On a daily level, there is two, students coming in. So I have a proper graph, right? With, if you see, there were 19 at a peak. Today, there are only two, right? On a weekly level, I know it has decreased by 5% over the last week, right? So there were only 80 learners on an average in the system, followed by a monthly active learner. So there has been a percent decrease, right? So if you see at the peak, you'll understand. You can also see how many learners are currently live on the portal, right? With the total number of learners logged in versus the guest, right? So this is a real-time data which is coming into the systems. Followed by the fourth pointer, which is nothing but an activity heat map, right? Where on the number of days in a week, followed by the times in a day, right? So if you see, at this point, there were only there at this point, let's say on a Friday, on a 6 a.m., there was one learner active on the portal. This is an average which is coming in into the systems, right? You can also see what is the average time spent on the portal, right? So with from the last week, if you have seen here, if you see from the last 30 days, there has been a 71% increase in my system. So there are probably some new courses which I've launched, right? So my average time spent on the portal by a learner is around 4 hours, 57 minutes, and 25 seconds, right? Obviously, to appreciate the students, you have a list of top learners by usage. So if you see, Atul has attended for over 395 sessions in the system for with an average of 1 day, 8 hours, 58 minutes, and 11 seconds, followed by Sohan, Andrew, Harshit, Saket, Rahul, all of them, right? Here, with the fifth pointer, you'll see the top OS systems which are using, right? So I have 3 Windows systems. I have 4 Mac OS systems, sorry, 3 Mac OS systems, and followed by 4 Android systems, right? Then you have a ratio between the app download. So app is also an integral part of your learning, right? Because today everybody is just don't no one wants to log in into a system to go learn. It's for them, it's just an ease to open a phone and learn today, right? So if you see, there are 5 desktops and there are 4 mobiles enrolled, right? So desktop is a 55% major, the usage pattern according, and 4 mobile, 40, which constitutes of 44.4% in the system, right? Then a few pointers like engagement. How is your engagement currently running, right? So if you see, is it on a healthy level? Is it on a passive level? Or is it on an unengaged level, right? So, you can have more interactive sessions. You can do a lot more things when it becomes unengaged or passive, right? You can take measures via these insights which are in the system, right? Followed by top, learners in your country. So now, today, let's say every, training business wants to go global and teach the students throughout the world, but you need data for that as well, right? So today you can, with Edmingle, you can see the data. So now in India, there are 7 learners followed by the other countries, right? So you can have multiple you can see how many learners are in each country and all of that, right? Now, I'll take you through the course analytics, which is the second step for us in the analytics world, right? So if you see, there are total 34 views in the system. The watch time is on an average of 38 seconds. There are 31 test submissions, and only 2 certificates have been issued, right? So at a glance, I know, at a business owner, I always will want to know what is happening in my system. So if you see, there our total sales is around 32,000, 32,000, which in only 20,000 has been paid. There is 12.6K overdue, and there's nothing outstanding as of now, right? You would always want to see the top 10 sales in the system, right? So if you see, the major chunk for us has come for full stack software development, right? So you can see over the time period how it has been, right? You can always look at it at an enrollment level as well, right? So if you see this pattern, that there was, for tube testing there was one, then for full stack there was one, for advanced analytics it was one, and then followed by the other courses. So you at an overall level have the number of enrollments in the system as well, right? Now again, do you want it to be free or paid, right? So if you will see, all of them have been paid in my system, but you might have free courses as well. So here you'll get a ratio of what is free to paid ratio as well. Here, now in these pointers, you understand what of the other top 10 courses which are engaged, the most engaged with, right? So you have a proper graph. If you want to keep a line graph, you can keep a line graph. If you want to keep a bar graph, you can always do that as well, right? So if I go through this, my most engaged course is advanced data analysis techniques, right? Followed by, in this time, it was master influence art of leadership, right? So it was 8 enrollments on that day, right? And then followed by, again, so on various days, you can analyze which course has been, more engaging to the students, right? Followed by the pointer where you'll have total batches, right? So you want to see how many are upcoming, how many are running, and how many are old in the system, right? And last but not the least, in the side of the number of training sessions and the average attendance which are in the portal, right? So if you see scheduled versus cancelled versus in-time sign-ins, when the trainer has time started on time or not signed in, and the average attendance. So you'll be able to see all of this. So this is just an average, which is of all the systems which is coming in, right? Then few pointers in the bottom, right, is learners' highest watch time. So how many, have attended the watch time. So how many, let's say Atul Tiwari has just spent 52 seconds in the system, right? And then followed by the learner's highest purchase value of 20,000, right? Right. I can see a lot of questions trickling in, right? So if you can just put it on the question answer section, my team is answering it. Yes, my team is answering the questions. So they'll be able to help you out in terms for this. Please raise it in the Q&A section, because it'll be difficult for me to track my team to track the chat section as well, right? Thank you so much for that. Then, last but not the least, one of the major sections to understand is the test analytics, right? So you can run it through multiple courses, right? So whichever courses you have in the systems, you can run it through them. You want to go batch specific wise, that also can be done. You want to go specifically to a particular test, that also can be done. Or if you want to go to a particular student, that also can be done, right? So I'll show you now what are the data points covered in test analytics as well, right? So if you see, only 46 students have attempted out of 1,17,000 tests which have been released into the system, right? The average score has been 11.86% across 145 tests. And the passing percentage have been 0.04%, right? And if you see, the 40 attempts have failed into the system. So this gives you an understanding that probably there is a space of refinement in the courses or the trainer's way of delivery, or what of the factors are affecting, right? The next data pointer is time taken to complete these tests, right? So average time spent on an incorrect answer for us is 49 seconds versus a correct is just 3 seconds, right? So this also gives you an understanding in terms for this, right? Then here you can see the accuracy of the level of question. So for me, the accuracy of correcting an attempting and correct answer is 22.8%, right? Versus the attempts is students. That means students are making efforts, right? But they're not able to get through for some reason, right? Which is 64%, right? Then you will be able to understand the score distribution level, right, over the scores which is running over the test. So how many sections, how many questions, all of that. One more beautiful data point which we have is the top 10 performers in the system, right? One who is hashtag one, hashtag two, and three and four, and followed by the others. Right. So if you see Vinayak Kudwa is 50%, that means he is ranking currently at the top in the top 10 performers, right? And then if you want to, have part-wise questions, right? So you can make multiple sections in a test, right? So total number of questions there in the system versus attempted versus correct answers. And then followed by the average attendance as well. Sorry, class average as well, followed by top score and time taken to complete a test, particular section, right? And this data is also downloadable in a CSV format, right? So yes, primarily, Edmingle's analytics suite provides a comprehensive data points for course performance, learner engagement, and test results. These insights empower you to make data-driven decisions and optimize your training programs. Right? Now, I'll switch back again to a small poll, one more poll I have for all of you. Right? Uh, if team, can we trigger the poll? Is learner experience an important factor for delivering trainings? I'm 100% sure what I know the answer, but again, I will ask you, is learner experience an important factor for delivering training effectiveness? I have 100% of the answers as yes so far. Right? Yes, 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 Florian. I'm happy today because a learner experience really helps you understand if the student is happy with what he is going through, right? Because the students don't know that it's Edmingle, right? The Edmingle, sorry, the brand becomes the face there, and brand is running the portal, right? So for me to understand, wow, I have so many answers. I have more than 52 answers, 55. Yes, it's running it, right? So yes, everyone has answered yes, and absolutely, absolutely, it is one of the most important aspects for a business entity, as there is the learner experience, right? You're absolutely right. Learner experience is the heart of a successful training program, right? That is why Edmingle is introducing an improvised dashboard designed to enhance engagement and satisfaction, right? So this is the new and improvised dashboard Edmingle is coming up. So we have changed our beautiful product team has designed such a beautiful platform in terms where you can see everything at just one glance, right? So I'll start off with the left-hand side, then we'll come to the center, and then we'll come on to the right-hand side, right? So here is the student's profile. They can put in their profile picture, they can add their name, email ID when they enroll in the course, right? So this is your home page, right? So where you have you can put in banners, into the system, the current courses which they're running, their progress, all of that can be seen here. So if you see here, out of 72 only 140, out of 140 only 72 lessons have been achieved. So they have achieved 54% of the course, right? Like this you can manage this, and then you can also give them more courses which are in the system, right? So if you see, you can list the pricing, and they can just with a click, they can achieve this course as well, right? Then I'll go to my courses. So basically, all the courses which are there in the system, which I have purchased, will be viewable at one glance here, versus the active courses versus the completed courses in the system, right? Followed by announcements. Now I can make announcements in the system, right? One part is and key engagement. So you can keep engaging the learners or the batches in the system, right? So you can put in an image, you can put in the priority that you want to send this to, you can put in a description. As well, you can select which batches do you want to send this to as well, right? If you want to send it to across the entire brand, you can do that. Or you want to specific to, let's say for this, it's mastering time management. You can send it to only this particular course. You can do that as well, and you can filter out. The students obviously can filter out what has come in and what is not, right? Then we have a certification tab. Yes, this is one part where which we have come in, is where you can, at one glance I can see all the certificates which are there in the system which I got, right, which have been expired, and I can download them with a click. I can recertify as well. So you can set an expiry date. Let's say for 1 year, this only this certificate is valid, and I can come in again and recertify myself as well. And then, of course, the social button which is coming in, right? You can share it on LinkedIn and the other platforms as well, right? And followed by the last tab of settings. Right? I don't want to expose too much, which we will be releasing very soon to all of our customers, and the ones which are here, which are not onboarded with Edmingle as well. You can always come to Edmingle and have a look at this as well, right? So they can change their time zone. Time zone adaptability is a thing for international learners. Even if I schedule at 10 a.m. in IST, it'll be according to their time zone as well, right? And the email triggers, which I was talking to you about in the live session. So I, as a learner, because I'm aware about when my classes are, I can switch off these notifications as well, right? So while coming up with this, then as I mentioned, you can click on a course. So let's say this is a course, right? When I click on a course, you can create multiple subjects, right? You can create multiple subjects, and within each subject, you can upload various materials. So section 1 has 24 minutes of content, 6 items, and 2 out of 6 has been completed. So it can be a PDF, it can be an exercise, it can be a video, it can be all of that, right? So you can create multiple sections like this, followed by class records, where as a learner, I can view how many classes I was present, I was absent, and the best part is the recording of these live sessions automatically come here, and I can share my feedback from here as well, right? So if you see, overall 85% is my attendance. I was present in 34, I was absent in 6 of them, and this is at this point this month, right? So yes, this is a small glimpse of the course aspect. Now, these are the live sessions for today, right? So these live sessions are, the live sessions which I have scheduled as a business owner, I as a learner also can view them, right? So if you see, I can view the recording because this class is completed now, right? I can share my feedback, and one of the best parts for working professionals as well is, or the students is as well, they can integrate their Google, Yahoo, or Outlook calendar as well, right? So again, they have their own set of reminders that also can be done, right? So yes, this is a small glimpse of what, right? Also, sorry, I forgot one more thing. There is, you can at a glance, you can see your updates which are in the system. So if I have to pay for a course, let's say, you have created installments in the system, right? So you can have payment reminders. If any class has been rescheduled or canceled, or which is upcoming into the system as well, right? So I hope this new dashboard is exciting everyone. Is it? You can pass your feedbacks, and if you have any questions regarding that, you can put it on the Q&A section. My team will also drop it. Right? If I can have, does this, if you give me feedbacks as well, is this a good learner dashboard? Is this intriguing? Will it help? The main point is, will it help a learner experience solve as well? Right? Can I have some answers if you guys were to put it in the chat box or the Q&A session? Anywhere, you can put it here for me. Right. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, it's amazing. Thank you so much for that answer. Right. Right. Thank you so much for so many answers. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you so much. Right. With this, we are nearing the end of the session, right? But I will continue, with the final few slides, right? So Edmingle, as I started, with the beginning of the session, I started with, it creates a comprehensive learning experience from a learner's starting journey to the end where they get certificate and exit the systems. You can also re-engage them to get more, courses as well. This helps you gather data from a learner's journey. So when did they step into the system? What was their data like? Did they get a certificate? What was their average score like? All of this data at one glance, it's viewable at Edmingle's dashboard. This can help you examine the performance, engagement, and the satisfaction of a learner. Right. So let's say if it's 100% they have completed and they have purchased one more course, that means they're intrigued by the offerings you're giving in this market. Right. which obviously is with all this data enhances the learner experience. And this is a entire cycle for a business, or which we call it at Mingle is the loop of success, right? Something which we are proud of and our customers have always appreciated us, right? So I'll just show you a quick real life examples where brands have used Edmingle, to scale to a massive level in this industry, right? So I'm sure this is one of the brands which we work with, right? Is they are not known else but KSR Data Vision, right? They are a Bangalore-based company delivering IT certification trainings, right? They used to use an LMS before. That time they had around 3,000 learners, right? With Edmingle today, in just 1.5 years, they have scaled to over 14,000 learners in the system, right? With around 40, 50 courses, right? So their major pain point when they came into Edmingle was the engagement level, right? So how can I engage the learners? So they were using around, I think around 4 to 5 tools when they came into Edmingle with all different data, sets, and they used to collate it in an Excel sheet and then present it in front of the management and then make the changes. With Edmingle, in just one single click, today the entire admin team is able to view it, handle everything at one go, and the management is happy to look at the data, which how their learners are experiencing in this industry, right? Then we have Fitter India, right? So the training vertical for Fitter India, also known as INFS or Institute of Nutrition and Fitness Sciences, face severe challenges in scaling their in-house tech infrastructure, right? So INFS used to have their own tech team and their own LMS platform as well, right? They transitioned to Edmingle and launched into the market in less than 2 months, right? And they reduced their tech expenses by 70%. Today, with all the experts sitting in the panel today, you can all say that tech is a costly resource for all of us, right? But with Edmingle, with just one few clicks, they have been able to reduce the expense by 70%. They have conducted more than 140,000 assessments through Edmingle, right? And they have issued over 70,000 certificates, right? So yes, Edmingle is proud to have brands like these onto the platform, and we are awaiting for all of you as well. Some might be the existing customers, some are new. For the ones who are new into the system, we would love to have you on Edmingle and see how Edmingle can solve your problems in this industry, right? And scale your training business as well, right? Now I'll open the floor for a short Q&A session, right? So I am 100% sure all of you might be putting in your questions already. I hope my team is answering them as well. Answered, yes. How relevant? So, Amreen had asked this question: how relevant is this platform for courses which require hands-on skill training? Do you think students would use your portal for vocational trainings? Thank you so much for that question, Amreen. Absolutely. So we have a great set of features like assignments and where learners can upload images. Now, vocational training is one type of training where learner experience is really important, right? Where they have to upload images, videos, because so let's say yoga is vertical, right? Now, in terms of this, the postures, the techniques which are used, which have to be very precise, those can be used, right? And we have around more than 100 brands which are using Edmingle for vocational trainings alone, right? Then we have Himadri Day. Can we download the exercises answers as written by the students for further review? Right? Yes, you have an option to export the submissions within the systems, right? You can, export submissions from the submissions tab as well. Okay. I have one more question from Himadri. When I add a link for a video using YouTube or Vimeo for a promo video for a course, okay, I think I just answered for one of my teammates as well again. Right. So, yes, for a video for a course, it is not functioning on the web page. So Himadri, if you're an existing customer, you can quickly get in touch with my support team. They'll be able to help you out immediately for this issue which is persisting. If not, if you're a prospect for us, you want to use Edmingle, you can always feel free to come down to the website, book a demo. I or one of my team, my entire team member can help you, solve this issue as well and get you onboarded as quickly as possible as well. With less than a week's go to lifetime as well, right? Thank you so much for that question. We have a question from Albert. Albert says, how many customers are we working with today? Right. So as I mentioned, we have worked with over 4,000 training businesses with the brands which you saw in the, you know, first few slides, right? And we have worked with around 5.5 million students. So I hope Albert, I've answered your question. We have a question from Nina. How easy is it to upload courses? As I mentioned, and as I showed you in the webinar as well, is within few clicks, you have the, material live. So irrespective of it being a video, if you have a video in the system, you don't have to go to YouTube or you don't have to go to Drive, put the link. It becomes a tedious task. You just have to come, upload, and it's into the systems very easily. Okay. We also have a question from, I think, Bernali, which says, can we add in bulk questions? Yes, 100%. You can add in bulk questions. So we have a feature called question banks where you can bulk upload the question. So if it's irrespective of it being MCQ single correct, multiple correct, fill in the blanks, fill in the multiple inputs, true and false, subjective answers, all of that. Right. Okay, we have a lot of questions flowing in. Uh, do we need do we need to purchase and manage Zoom separately? No. I mean, so in this scenario, what happens is you can primarily, put in. We provide you Zoom licenses within the plans where of 300 participants, in fact. So you can, you do not have to purchase it separately, bill it with Zoom. You can, if you want, we provide you, depends on the plans which we provide you complimentary licenses, and then, you can manage. So in a day, you can run unlimited session for unlimited hours, no issues, right? And do you have to manage it separately? No. Edmingle will help you out in procuring Zoom licenses as well. That also can be done. Do you have AI in the feedback forms and mechanism? Yes, absolutely. So there is an AI summary into the systems. You have an AI summary so let's say there are 100 responses in the system, right? So you can put in, let's say all the 100 have been answered. Now there's an AI summary which says you learner satisfaction is good or bad, one. Second is in terms of how, uh, you know, what are the common responses which are coming in from the students and which is a negative feedback that also will come in, right? That also can be done. I think we have a question from Harshit which says, are live classes embedded with Google Meet or Teams? Right. So yes, Harshit, you can obviously do that. You can, paste your links if you're using Google Meet, MS Teams, you're using other platforms, other, live session platforms, all of them. You can just paste the link and the students get it at one go. They just have to click join now and start the session. Can I export all the progress reports? Yes, you can primarily see all the reports in the system, right? So how much a student has completed, their attendance tracking, all of that. I'm sorry if I'm missing some questions. I'm sorry, I cannot. My team will surely answer all of them. I'm just seeing a handful which are coming in as they're flowing in. I'm just answering them. Right. Great, great, great. I think my team is answering. Thank you, team, for that. Taking the burden off me for this. Right. Yes. We also have a question which says, how from where are these analytics data points recovered? Okay, so in terms with this, what happens is from the system, right? So how many ever data points which you have in the system, so your number of learners, how many have they attempted, what is the usage pattern like? So we have built an entire system at backend which takes a note of all of this and shows you at the front end, right? Because I'm 100% sure you do not want to see how much a student has spent. You will calculate that data and then show it. No, with just one point, few clicks, you can see what all is there. Right. I think with this, Team, please answer if there question. Yeah, okay. So I'll just answer one last question as well. Are there any limitation on courses or batches that you have displayed? No, absolutely not. You can create n number of courses in the system. You can also, create a no limit on the number of participants which you have. So you can actually create n number of courses in the batches. So you can create a batch. You have, let's say, 100 batches running for one course. You can assign that course to 100 batches as well. So there's no limit as such. You can have 100 courses as well. That is might well. We are happy to have customers who have 100 courses as well, right? I think yes, 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 yes. Okay, so great, right? With this, thank you all so much for joining this webinar today. I would love to see all of you. If some of our existing customers have some queries, doubts, you can always, reach out to my support team. My support team is available. If any of you are new to this platform who are seeing this for the first time, right, or this might help you take your decisions as well, which platform is better, you can always go down to our website. You can book a demo, or you can, if you want to have a personalized demo with me or my other team members, you can drop in your name, email ID, and phone number. My team will get in touch with you after the webinar, maybe tomorrow. Right? Once you're available, we'll take your suitable time and we will get in touch with you. Right. So, or also, if you have, you have any set of queries, I'll drop down my email ID in the chat box. You can always get in touch with me directly as well. We are always happy to answer questions from us. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much, everybody, for, thank you, everybody, for joining. And we were very happy to host all of you. This is just first part. We have a lot more planned for all of you coming in. This is just first stepping stone for us for all of this, where we will get a series of webinar weekly for you all. Right. Thank you all for joining this webinar today. If you like, you can have, as I mentioned, you can get down to our website, book a demo. In fact, if you want to try all of this as well, right, you can just click on a start a free trial option on the website, and then you can get in touch with us as well. Marine, can you, thank you, please connect with me. Sure, 100% we will do that. Can you just put down your, we'll get in touch with you after this session, or maybe tomorrow morning as, the data flows in for us as well. We'll get in touch with you as soon as possible. Right. Thank you so much for that. Right. Also, guys, before I end this webinar, this is not a goodbye, right? So the next webinar is happening on how live classes can be automated. The topic is say goodbye to live class chaos, automating every step with Edmingle. I would love to see all 70 members which are here in the next one as well, with additional new ones as well. If you have some referrals, if you have anyone who would be interested in pursuing this learning journey with us, we would always welcome you, right? Thank you so much. You guys have been a wonderful audience. So many responses. I'm overwhelmed with it today, right? And I look forward to seeing you in our next webinar. Have a great day, guys. Thank you so much for joining in.